Welcome to another segment of Fire Engineering's Training Minutes. My name is Mike Dragonetti, and I'm here today to discuss manual access through a hoistway elevator door. There are many ways to do that, and in this segment we're going to cover a very old discipline that we've done in the fire service for many, many years, and it's called poling. In this segment we're going to cover poling across from one elevator to another. One of the things I recommend is that you go through your 11 steps, initial response steps procedures, and you can find those on the fire engineering website, where we will try to get the elevator to react on its own. The safest way to take someone out of an elevator is floor level through the normal entranceway, trying to get the elevator to react by itself. If that doesn't work, and we expelled all our procedures, we're going to radio to the firefighters in the motor room, and we want them to kill the power. We want to lock out, tag out, and we want confirmation from them before we go and try to manipulate an elevator door lock manually. All right, one of the key things for successful poling across from a rescue car, an adjoining car, is we want to have control of that elevator. Don't attempt to pole across unless we have control of that elevator, because those elevator doors are going to want to close. Two ways that we can put the elevator in control for us. One, if we have access to an independent service key, we can put the car in independent service and the elevator will be held at that floor. But more than likely, we're not going to have access to that key. But we do have a fireman's service key where we can control the elevator by putting it in fireman's service and using that as our rescue car. Once it's in control, the only way those doors are going to close is if I manually close those doors. So Joe now has this car in fireman's service. He has complete control of the car, and his objective is to take this streamlined, extendable hook device so that we can shoot it between the car door and the passenger door and get over to our objective, which is going to be the door lock on the stalled car. Very important that the power must be secured anytime we manually access a hoistway door. It has to be secured. So we need the power off and confirmed by the motor room team, which we already have done. So without any further ado, we'll have Joe demonstrate going from one car to the actual door lock. All right, before Joe goes any further, I'm going to have him pull the tool back out, show you a very important piece of equipment that's attached to the hook end is a flashlight. This is a benefit for the user of the tool, so he can direct the beam of light onto his objective, which is going to be the door lock on the stalled car. Back in the day, we would have a firefighter or an officer hang over his shoulder and try to direct the beam of light onto the roller, and it became a battle. But now with that light on the end of the tool, he can direct it directly himself right to that door lock to disengage it. So this is a tool that I designed for poling purposes because we dealt with a lot of tight spaces between the car door and the shaftway door. It's a very versatile tool. It's lightweight. It's extendable. That tool actually can come apart if we really encounter a very, very tight, narrow opening for a short poling across distance. That tool extends from 7 feet to 14 feet. So if we have to pole up, it'll make its target in most cases, in most of your commercial structures. The light feature was a great add-on so that the user can actually direct that tool directly onto the door lock itself. All right, so now that Joe's in a great position to slide that tool over to where that door lock is located, you can see that even with the extra help of my light, it's going to definitely guide him over to that door lock a lot quicker. So right now he's just about in position on that lever for the door lock. Now Joe's job right now is to let the firefighter know who's at the door that the door lock is open so he can control the opening to the elevator shaft. We want the control firefighter at that door to control the opening to the elevator shaft. All Joe has to do is disengage that lock.
Paul, I got the lock.
Okay, Joe, I got it.
All right, critical part of this discipline is to have door control. What Paul is in the position right now is he has the door cracked open with a method that I call the Peekaboo Method. He's going to just take a look to see where the elevator is at this point. And again, there's no need to open the door in a fully open position. We want to crack the door open, take that peekaboo. We're going to put a wedge into the door track to keep the door open so the door lock does not lock again and we have to go through the whole process, but he's also got plenty of door control and there's no chance of anybody falling down the elevator shaft. Very important information. Anytime we are in front of an elevator door that's fully open, you need to be on a fall arrest system. Anyone who's in 5 feet of that opening, you need to be in a fall arrest system. So the wedge that Paul had put into the opening to keep the door open inside the track of that elevator door is a commercial elevator industry style wedge. It may not be available to every firefighter that's out there. So a simple solution to this is if you cut a 1/2 inch wide door chock, about 4 to 5 inches long, it'll do the same job. That'll sit in the track. There's no chance of you getting kicked out. The doors will close on that and we won't have the door lock disengaged. And again, it's very important that we have the proper PPE in place, helmet, gloves, eye protection. And if there's a fall hazard involved, we need to be tied into a fall arrest system. All right, so the door lock on the target elevator, the stalled elevator, this is an older style door lock. This is a Westinghouse with neoprene pickup rollers or pickup levers. So the object is for that pulling tool to come across, and we want them to hit the back lever so that it releases that door lock, and you can see the action of it. Once that hook comes in, it's going to push on that lever, it's going to release that door lock, and then the control man at the door will be able to open that door and control the opening.
Got it, Paul. All right, Joe, I've got the door.
All right, so that's the end of today's segment. Just to recap what we did, an old exercise discipline called polling, where we took control of the adjoining elevator as our rescue car. We were able to take the hook, slide it through the opening of the elevator door to manipulate the lock on the other side. Please remember all the safety points that we covered in this segment. Very important that we lock and tag out that mainline disconnect and that it's confirmed before we go any further. I'm Mike Dragonetti, and thank you for watching Fire Engineering's Training Minutes.